Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Off the Top podcast, the most unprofessional professional podcast in the YouTube space, hosted by yours truly, Zero Requiem 14. We are on episode 60. We're only 7 away from that curse number and 9 away from the really nice number.
And you're 30 away from 60.
Yep, I'm 29 years away from that one. So,
Oh yeah.
but I know, dude, this year has gone by so fucking fast. It's so weird, dude.
Yeah,
like
I know.
like a lot has happened, but then and it's just like just gone by real fucking quick.
Well, it's not even that. Like, it's just like a lot of shit has happened, but at the same time, it's like not that much shit has been really like been happening at the same time.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, in one way. Like depending on your niche, of course. But
Yeah.
of course there's lighter crew again. Me and Kevin, we are back at it. We're gonna had to mess around with like our recording timing just because I kind of have like personal obligations that I am potentially going to be dealing with. So I was like, I gotta record now before things get like thrown like all over the place. Because I can never figure out a time to get all of us like in the same call. So just adult shit. Now it is.
That's part of life.
Yeah, just part of life, man. It's just let's put it this way. The hardest thing about doing a podcast is literally trying to get like 5 to 6 adults in one spot. And it shows. But hey, some
Usually
content
it's
is
not that.
go on.
I would say usually it's not that hard, as long as there's a girl.
As long as there's a girl, that's crazy. But hey, some content is better than no content. I think it's the best way to look at it. And speaking of content, Mr. Kevin, you actually did something post pod last week.
Yes, I finally got back into streaming. I still gotta fix like a few things, but I'm kind of guessing what it is because I kind of noticed the other day when I hopped on to uh with my mixer, if I need everything up so I could hear well, but if I
Mm-hmm.
start lowering down everything else, I don't hear it. But I'm like, oh wait, I could just raise up the volume on the headset instead.
There you go. The magic of having Steel Series Arctis Nova Pro, not sponsored, but it is the benefit of having these headphones, man.
Yeah, because when you tell me like everything was too loud, I'm like, kind of didn't know what's the issue, but at the same time, it's like I don't want to jump to that conclusion that that's the
It
issue. But I
was
kind of feel like
yeah, because like when I look back on it, I was like, okay, it's like it's reverbing essentially. So it's like it's just basically acting like there's two audio sources like that are just going off. That it's the same thing. It's just going off at the same time, which makes it a little louder. But hey,
I
I mean,
okay
I
then that
messaged
I
you.
yeah I think with that I think remember the time where I told you where it's like that in Galo that stream mix where you told me just to like have it on and I told you hey I could still I could hear kind of like a delay of it of the
Mm-hmm.
voice.
Yeah,
I think it's that.
you're well. Monitoring is one thing. That's something I always turn off. I hate monitoring so much. Like I know it's a big thing when you do like voiceover stuff, and I'm like I fucking hate it. I don't want to hear myself doing that because then you sort of, for me at least, just because I'm not trained on it, I trip over my words, and yeah, it just makes it rough for a recording experience.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna record like a few things to see if those will still before doing the stream. I am likely to stream again tonight.
There you go. You might be I mean, I was in on Kevin's stream last week, and it was pretty much just it was mostly a test run, but I mean, hey, a test run is stream is a stream at the end of the day. So
And we have fun.
there you go. So we
Except when you guys start rage quitting.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, it doesn't help that like half the games that we be playing are just like are pretty much like ultra competitive. So, but
Yeah, honestly, I kind of felt like, should I just take it light or should I just fucking start playing Fortnite like how we always do? And I was like, Fortnite it is.
yeah. Honestly, I mean, we've said it on the pod before. It's just like it's kind of like the most like if you need something quick, you're just like lazy on it. It's just like honestly, Fortnite is it, and like even then, it's like I hate doing that because again, I've said it before, I'm sure, and we've already shared the sentiment. It's just like the game's just kind of it just doesn't have retention anymore. I mean, yeah, play it once, and then I'm like, I'm good. I'm bored. I don't want to play anymore. Like, I think this might be like one of the few times like I don't complete a battle pass for the game. Like, at least even getting to like bonus pages, because I don't even know when the season's ending. I think it's in like a month or something like that. Maybe 3 weeks.
Nah, I think it's in September.
Is it September? I'll have to look. Sure. But I know it's kind of like fairly soon, but we shall see. But aside from doing all that stuff, was there anything? I mean, that kind of sort of is like the what did we do since the last podcast? Like, is there anything else you want to add on top of it, Kev? Before I take over.
Honestly, no. Like honestly, like I've been just work, busting my ass off work, down in this heat, fucking
Yep.
California heat.
Yeah, the fucking California heat is beating down on you guys. And meanwhile, like right before we started recording, it just started raining and became windy randomly. But it's also we're getting like a storm like coming over to the Midwest, so a little scary on that front. But yeah,
You do got a basement, right?
it's more of we do have a basement floor that my parents are in, but it's not like a emergency shelter like at the old place that we used to live at. So, but I mean, it's still like it's like it is below like surface level. So it's something. But yeah, aside from yeah, the weather out in South Dakota is so fucking weird, man, because it's like I've heard from the folks that like you legit could experience like all 4 seasons in one day. Like I'm waiting for that day to happen, and I'm very scared when it happens because if it becomes like that hot, then it becomes like fall-ish weather, and then all of a sudden it starts raining, and then it snows. I'm like, ah, fuck, man.
It's gonna be
That's
funny.
yeah. The day that happens, I'm gonna be like, yeah, California ain't got shit on that. I mean, it never like hardly snows in Cali, so unless you go to like what Big Bear,
Mm,
I think it's like Big Bear, and there's like another spot. I'm like,
Palmdale too. It does rain in Palmdale.
yeah, doesn't it sometimes snow in Palmdale as well?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what I meant. Fucking the
yeah,
snow. It's like more like Northern California where it kind of like
yeah,
snows more.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, and it's like at least in terms of SoCal, yeah, it's usually like like shit like that happens. But I guess I'll do like a quick takeover on this. So we kind of just had like a couple things. Um, anyone who hasn't tuned into my stream, we usually stream sometimes on Thursdays and every Friday as much as we can. So I played a little bit of the Avatar Legends, the fighting game, and yeah, I could definitely say for certain, like this is gonna be I feel I kind of had this like epiphany like the past weekend that the game is gonna be having like a Skullgirls effect where it's a good fighting game, but it's gonna have like a bit of a more niche community just because it is a smaller indie developed game. So it's gonna have definitely more of like the FGC like hardcore people like supporting it, but it's a very good game. Anybody who plans to pick it up, $30, not a bad entry price for a game like that, and especially if you like the Avatar IP, I'd say it's definitely worth it. But so far, I do plan to play that game a little bit more. It's definitely going to be the game that's going to hopefully hold me over before Marvel Tokon drops, which the beta dropped last weekend. And just so far off my impressions of the game, I do like it. I will say that much. The only thing I really would say is kind of a little bit of a concerning issue with the game. It's even with all the changes that they have done, very, very, very casual friendly still. Like, I'm not 100%. Like, I think this game will have a competitive scene, like, over time. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Dragon Ball Fighters still has a competitive scene. And this game is definitely going to be kind of, I feel like it's going to have the sort of spiritual successor kind of route that it's going for. At least in terms of, like, the competitive scene. Like, it's still, like, I'm not going to say that it's not a quality game, but I would definitely say that it's not the Marvel versus Capcom replacement. Like, no way it was gonna. That's a very high expectation for it to reach. But hey, at least for like in terms of like pick up and play, I'd say Tokon is a really good game for that. And coming out in like 10 days, I believe, something like that. Comes out on August 6th. So anybody who plans to play that, I plan to play it day one physically. Plan to get it physically. Most important part, fucking Sony. But I will say the one issue I did run into it, and I think it's more of just Sony just kind of low-key trying to figure out a way to sabotage the game. PC port is very rough. Like, it is very unoptimized. When I tried to play it on stream, oh dude, it could not boot up at all. Like, I think I got to just like the like PlayStation like little loading part, and I was just like, this is not gonna work. This is gonna nuke a PC. Especially because like the minimum specs is literally barely my rig. And then the recommended is like, yeah, it's high end. So it's and I don't know, like, this is definitely like it falls on Sony kind of thing. Like, this is not an issue on ArcSys because I mean they dropped Guilty Gear on PC, and as far as I'm aware, that shit runs perfectly. And shit, even like Street Fighter 6 is this, even though that's like a 3-year-old game, that's still running like a lot better in comparison.
Damn.
Yeah. So PC players, big warning. If anybody plans to play this game, I hope your rig is good enough. Otherwise, Sony's just on some bullshit with it because they even want you to sign in with a PSN account. Like on PC. And I'm like, that's extremely counterintuitive. Like, we're having the Helldiver situation basically with this game. So I think player numbers are definitely going to get affected by this because of the PSN requirement. Like, until the day that they remove that, I don't know. This game is kind of like, it's gonna be good. It will be a quality game. Don't get me wrong, but I just think there's a lot of things like outside of control that is going to affect this game. So it's definitely a game that's, you may as well, like, is it worth getting a PS5 for this game? Even I don't know if that's worth it. I mean, the only reason you would get it is just because it's Marvel, and that's it. Uh, I will say though that go on.
I would say that's true, but I don't know. It's like fucking. But I think it's also because of the beta. Because I remember like seeing people that were doing like comparisons of it. Like, it looks like it'll let you play the game, but it wouldn't really fully
Like access like most of the features, stuff like that.
no, it'll be like kind of blurry. So you're like kind of blurry, so like the resolution wouldn't like be fully developed yet. instead of like giving it time to develop like
So,
the resolution and everything.
so, but here's the problem, Kevin. This beta dropped literally like it's practically like 2 weeks before the actual game came out. So they're classifying it as a beta, but this is practically a demo that was limited time. That's the only thing that's kind of like a kind of weird. I was just like, I don't see a point of calling it a beta when the game's going to come out in like 2 weeks. Now, granted, this is practically a network stress test, which they could definitely figure out because I was noticing a lot of people were saying that this game was having some pretty crazy like netcode kind of like rollback issues because it would be somewhat one-sided at times. Like I've heard that people who have, full good connected wired internet, they just get random like rollback frames and it's just like, "Oh, that's not right." So, there's again, they got at least that seems like something that they can just fix kind of like fairly quickly. It should take like less than a week to fix that, but still, I think considering that what we see it is a good package. It just needs to flatten out a couple things. I think they just need to figure out how to optimize that PC version more. Although, again, I think it's a Sony thing. I think Sony is trying to figure out a way to essentially kill the game, like inadvertently. So,
I don't know. I feel like what do you call it? Because there's fuck, what other games that will do like a 2 week release, or what other games that did like a 2 weeks before like the game actually came out that did like a beta?
Call of Duty.
Yeah, Call of Duty. That's true.
That's usually the one that I always think first. It's usually like an open beta test for Call of Duty is always like, even though they have like what is it like the separate weekends or something like that, they always it's like, well, the game's coming out in like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah. Again, I feel like it's kind of they're it is a beta, but they're just trying to see like what was going on, just in case when they actually do drop it, they won't get like that. Oh, day one patch, or oh this, or
Well,
all that.
the problem is that a day one patch, no matter what nowadays, is always going to be a thing, especially for like games like this because since it requires like internet connection to at least play like mostly online. Because otherwise, like if you play like an extreme vanilla version of the game, I mean, it is possible, I assume, for this game, but at least like again for this style of game that it is where it's like it's almost required to have an internet connection, day one patch should make sense, especially because this is going to be a game that's played competitively for money specifically. So that's kind of like a big thing to bear in mind. Like I think this is already this is gonna have its first tourney in like 4 weeks at CEO, and it's I think we mentioned it on the last pod, but it's I don't know if I actually mentioned the registration numbers for that tournament, but it's number 2. It's number 2 behind Street Fighter 6. So that's kind of like the other thing to consider as well, at least for Tokon. So I just say I just hope that maybe just gets again it just gets flattened out. Hopefully the PC version gets optimized at some point, and I can't wait. I am definitely going to be streaming it day one. Maybe I do a quote unquote unboxing of the game. Funny idea, but
Unboxing.
well,
That's gonna be funny.
I'm just gonna be like, look at. Hold on, wait. I need to grab a game sample. Hold on. May as well show it because I was listening to the Sonic Adventure 2 soundtrack yesterday while I was working. But like, oh, look at this game. Oh, look at all this stuff. Look at the disc. Sony, do you hate this? Do you hate this, Sony? uh Stupid as shit. um, but yeah, that's at least some of the gaming stuff I did, and we'll talk a little bit more about Tokon and Avatar in a second. But I kind of had like like a little bit of a funny thing happen last week. So I have always said it that like I think Facebook Market is not gonna lie. The only reason I keep Facebook now is because it's kind of like one of the best things that I mean, you just look at it and it's just like, maybe I can buy it, maybe, I'll keep an eye on it. So of course I'm kind of like on this, my arcade stick, like kind of fiending for a bunch of them. And someone was selling like actually like a really good like arcade stick. I mean the images, it looked like it had like a little bit of damage on it, but not like nothing too detrimental to it. Like it's definitely it looks like it still function. So he was selling this Hori arcade stick, and he was sell that's normally like around like 80 $130 on secondhand market. This guy was selling it for $40, and I was like, I'm gonna save it for now just in case either it's still like available and I'm still interested, or if he like drops down the price. So he drops it down, and it's now down to like $30. And I just shoot the message. I'm just like, hey, would you be willing to do a trade? I was gonna give him like my old like mouse and keyboard. That was the idea at least. But he said that he was taking cash only, and he said he was willing to drop it down to 25. And I told him I have $20 in cash. So from what it sounded like, the deal went. He agreed to the deal. I was like, okay, cool. I am going to be coming from work, so it's going to be a minute for me before I go over there. And literally, as soon as I practically get in the car, I start looking at the messages, and then I don't know what what switch flipped on this guy, but he was just now like, "Oh, you are very late. You're disrespectful. All that like bullshit." I don't know. I don't even know if I'm gonna put images up of this, but if I do, I mean it'll pop up. But just know that basically he was like he was just being really impatient, and I already prefaced that I am coming from work, so and I take it that this is an older gentleman too, because I mean he's saying like he has like a disabled veterans plate, and I was just like, all right, I'm being like as respectful as I can, but I did let him know that I am coming from work, and all I'm gonna say is if someone's gonna buy something off of you, you gotta have like a good attitude still. Like, let's put it this way. The reason I'm talking about this, one, he's is patience is a virtue. And the fact that this dude could have made the easiest $20 in his life, man. Like, I think
Like, I was gonna say, like, honestly, I think when he was like doing like $20, I think he was like shit, like either way he's losing money, but I felt like he would have been like, fuck, do I really just want to do it just for $20 just to go over there?
I mean,
And
I'm
then
meeting him at a spot that he picked. That's the thing. So I'm
yeah,
already
but
like,
yeah, no, I get that, but it's like again, it's like still going like over there just for like even though he picked the spot, it's kind of like, do I really want to go just for fucking 20, like just for $20? Because again, $20 is $20, but at the same time, it's like if you were like 30, and then you're like, I'll drop it to 25, and then you're like, do I really want to do it for like that low of a deal? Like
I
you could have just like over kind of like complicated things, and instead of be like, hey, I'll like if you could do the 30, that'd be better. Or if you could just or sell me like the 10 or something like
mm-hmm.
that to make it like, not
To make
complicated
it,
as like he did
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, like he could have just come up. I mean, well, for starters, the fact it's my problem is the fact that you accepted the $20 part. That's my issue. Like you should have, if you're gonna like cut a deal like that, why would you accept the 20 first? Like what I would have said, no, stand your ground, because I'm already like it's already like a low offer as it is. Like he could have said no. I'm just from my perspective, if I was in his shoes, I would have said, I'm gonna be firm on this price and this price only. And like a simple no would have been fine. But let's put it this way. I mean, I think the funniest thing, like, and I sent it to the Discord chat, but basically he kind of tried to leave like a last message, trying to. I don't know if this is his way of like dissing me. You enjoy wasting other people's times, and I was just like, I could be a dick, but I said, you know what? I know exactly what to do, and that's talk about it on the pod.
It's
So
also true.
So who's the real winner here, buddy? Who's the real fucking winner? And funny enough, not even like like maybe like 2 days after, because I think this was like Thursday that this happened. Like Saturday night, dealt with a fucking Karen network. And I'm like, wow, it's rarity for me to deal with that. I usually just don't give a shit. I don't talk to anyone. I just, I patiently wait. Um, Basically just to understand the nature of what I work. Like if people have not seen the images of where I work, we're not going to mention it here on the pod, but just know that basically there's a line that's forming up, and I patiently wait. Everyone picks up on the cue that you know shift, just to move a little bit, just to give me space. This one lady holding a baby just like decides to give me this nasty stare. I may even say potentially racist stare at me. And she's like, "Are you gonna give me a signal?" And I was just like, I've never been more tempted in my life to like push like this like 50-pound cart into a person. But I said, no, no, don't do it. Because you know why? We have a podcast for that. So if that bitch sees this face and somehow recognizes it, welcome to YouTube.
That bitch fucking, and she fucking gave birth to a child. God damn.
I know, right? So much for setting an example for your kid. Am I right or what?
Yeah, shouldn't just fucking done the correct thing. Fucking got her tubes tied.
There you go.
There
Woo!
was like other fucking more darker shit, but it's like,
I think then that at that point this episode like just goes down entirely. Let's put it that
yeah.
way. So we don't promote violence here, but I will say shaming is a great way to substitute it, I'd say.
Yeah.
But let's swing it back into a little bit of the positive before we go back into the negative stuff. So San Diego Comic-Con happened, and of course they gotta have a lot of announcements over there. First things first, to kind of speak on Tokon and Avatar. First DLC character actually gets announced at San Diego Comic-Con, which we expected. And sure enough, it is a variation of Cyclops, which is Phoenix Cyclops. And first time seeing it, I was just like, I need to look up the lore of this character, and it's quite literally Cyclops if he was like a dick and tried to be like Magneto, but actually attempting to win, basically.
Magneto?
Yes. But I mean, hey, you know what? For a first DLC character, at least we got Cyclops, but not Cyclops at the same time. You know what? I'm for it. I would love the DLC just to be like kind of just some wacky picks too, because I mean, we're still having potential that the thing is going to be in the game based on the at least like the little trailer announcement for the beta. So I'm still holding hope. Now, what I'm wondering is how is the thing going to be implemented into Tokon? If they do the whole like, oh, it's going to be kind of like a sort of duo thing, that would be pretty cool. But we'll see. We will see when that happens. And then they had an announcement at the Avatar panel that we're actually going to be getting a free character for the fighting game, and it's actually a character from the movie, which is Taga. If anyone has watched the movie, maybe he's a really cool character. I'm not sure. I haven't watched it, so hey, it's cool to see that we're actually getting like a crossover with the movie, and it does make sense. And then I guess for like some other stuff Avatar related, like I guess there was a concept that Katara was actually going to be pregnant in the film, so I'm going to take a wild guess that they were going to try to figure out a way to have at least Katara and Aang be a thing, I guess, or I guess it's always been a thing. I don't know.
I think it was always a thing because technically in the legend of Korra, they were married, or
They
I
are married.
I don't know if cause Aang's not alive during the
Hmm.
um
During Legend.
during the legend of, yeah, during legend. But the thing is, like, Korra does have 2 kids with Aang.
Katara.
Yeah, Katara has 2 kids
I
with
was like, wait.
with Aang. Yeah, sorry, fuck.
It doesn't help that they have K's in their name, so. But okay, I mean, yeah, I guess that makes sense. It's got to be like they got to have some way to tie the series into each other, so it does make sense.
Well, and he's older too, so I think the point of it is they're probably either married or they're kind of like a year in their marriage, or they're about to get married or something like that.
Some way to kind of like tie the knot with those characters.
Yep.
Hey, I'm not mad about that at all. But again, that apparently that was just a concept art, so like I haven't watched the film, so I need to get me some Paramount Plus to get myself familiar with the Avatar IP. Uh, Other things that got announced at San Diego Comic-Con. So new God of War mainline game actually did just get announced over the convention, and it's gonna tie into the God of War Lao Fei, which is releasing next year on February 16th, which I'm surprised by that date. I was like, holy shit. I thought we weren't gonna see this game until like 2028 or like late 27, but hey, you know what? I'm not mad. God of War Lao Fei looked fucking sick as fuck. I don't know about you, Kevin, but I liked it when I saw the gameplay.
Honestly, I feel like it's gonna be kind of, what you call it, kind of like how Miles Morales was,
Hmm.
which it was just like a DLC version of it.
I would probably say, like, I kind of see where you're coming from, but I would argue that it's basically, yes, it's going to have the bones of, God of War 2018 and Ragnarok, but obviously because it's a different character, they have a lot more creative liberties to kind of like make the character different enough. So the fact that she's flying around and shit and just has this crazy magical powers and all that versus like Kratos, it's just the weapons is like what sells me on it, and then obviously typical Spartan rage, which makes sense for the character. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited for Lao Fei next year. The only thing that's kind of fucked up when I started to look at February's busy. It's the first busy month of the year. Because you
Well, it
have,
is Q1.
yeah, because well, like just to like say like what games are coming out like that I can remember immediately outside of Lao Fei. Fable is coming out in February, and the Persona 4 remake is also coming out in February. So we got another like we gotta fight. We gotta figure out what game we're playing. Like all I just know is that at least in January, I'm pretty sure all of us are gonna be playing Stranger Than Heaven. That's like a given. And then February is gonna be the fuck. Like, what do we play month?
He gonna be shit.
Yeah.
No,
And
honestly, like I have no idea. Like,
it,
I feel like
it
the Persona 4 remake would be something that you could do it anytime because it's
mhm.
just
It is the
such a
it is
straight.
it's That's Persona 4, but it's just obviously it's getting the remake treatment. So I'm probably gonna like I was gonna be like, yeah, maybe I'll get Persona 4, but then it's like, okay, now I'm starting to look at, again, at all of the months. It's like, okay, now this is concerning because I think Lao Fei is gonna take priority for me that month. And then depending, I don't know if I'm gonna get Fable. It does interest me to play Fable, but I don't know. Lao Fei just kind of like
I never played none of the games, so it's kind of like I
I
don't know
think
if I
you would.
should.
Fable is well, I don't know if you really need to play the prior games for this one because it is practically like a reboot of the franchise. But I mean, if you wanted to play it, I mean, I'd say they're fun. They're kind of fun experimental games, especially if you want to just kind of fuck around and kick chickens. That's not Zelda.
I would say is Fable just Xbox exclusive?
Xbox exclusive, but it is getting a PS5 release.
Hmm.
So, then,
Very interesting.
yep, very interesting indeed. Um, and speaking of Marvel stuff, so of course, San Diego Comic-Con, you gotta have something MCU related. Um, I only put like a few things that caught my eye mostly, but I'm sure there's another one I'm probably missing because I know there's like a webtoon that's coming out for I believe like Spider-Man or something like that. At least I could have sworn I saw like like those like art panels and showing like designs of the Spider-Man characters. So that's cool to see that we're getting a webtoon of that. And there's actually like new figures that are coming out. Like there's actually a Marvel versus Capcom figure that I was like, damn, that's tempting. And it's Sentinel from MVC2. And I was like, you're tickling my fancy there, Jada Toys. Actually, I don't know if it's Jada Toys that's doing it or whatever the Marvel Legends. Like I have the Captain America Venom figure like up there on the bookshelf. But I think we got to talk about the most important stuff. So Kevin, how do you feel about Ryan Gosling being our new Ghost Rider for the MCU?
Honestly, I feel like they're just trying to get like big names into like the MCU now, because uh, I think what was it with the first Ghost Rider? It was just
It
Nicolas
was Nicolas
Cage,
Cage. Yeah, it was Nick Cage.
which again, those two Ghost Rider movies weren't bad, but I feel like now they're trying to like expand it to like more like to a younger audience that knows Ryan Gosling and like the movies that he's in, just to like just get more like people like in the seats.
Yeah, of
That's
course.
what I feel.
Now, here's the other question because I know we're defaulting to Johnny Blaze for Ghost Rider, but I actually had to look up the other Ghost Riders because obviously we know Robbie Reyes from, for me at least, Tokon, and I know he was in a Marvel TV show. I believe. I think he was on What If. I want to say. I'm not 100% sure.
I think it was What If.
But there's another Ghost Rider which is Danny Ketch, I believe. And once I started looking up his character and like the importance of Danny Ketch, it's starting to line up because they do plan to do a Midnight Suns movie at some point. So what if Ryan Gosling is not Johnny Blaze, but he was Danny Ketch, who founded the Midnight Suns?
Well, there is I think 4 Ghost Riders.
Cowboy one in
Yeah.
the I mean, yeah, but I was talking more like specifically like the mainline like comic ones. That's what I was referring to specifically.
Well, I
'Cause
think even in the comic ones,
there
he still
is,
comes out,
yeah,
but
because
but it's just like a cameo. It's not like a big.
yeah. Do you think that we're gonna get something like that with this Ghost Rider film, and it's gonna be Nicolas Cage making a small cameo, just writing with whatever Ryan Gosling's interpretation is?
Uh, Honestly, if it depends how it goes, but I kind of feel like they do have like a high chance of bringing out Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider, but the thing is like I don't know if they're gonna again because I don't know if they're gonna do him as was it
Johnny Blaze.
Johnny Blaze or they're gonna do him as like the cowboy that Ghost Rider.
Mm.
It's like
I would
it
be.
all
Hey, you
varies.
know what? If I see Nicolas Cage trade the bike for the horse, and he does the cowboy gimmick, I wouldn't be mad at that. And I mean, plus again, the MCU is already like dipped so fucking far into the multiverse that it doesn't really matter anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I will say the funniest thing though that I keep seeing because of the Ryan Gosling announcement is they keep using the Barbie clip of him and Simu Liu or Shang-Chi in the dance routine, saying like this is the Ghost Rider Shang-Chi like subplot.
Dude,
I'm
that's
like,
gonna be so fucking funny.
you know what? That's how they're gonna beat Doom. Oh man. Fucking funny though. It's just hilarious. But hey, you know what? I'm excited to see what Ryan Gosling's gonna do as Ghost Rider 2028. So, and what sucks though is the fact that that film is coming out in 2028 along with Batman Part 2. So
Mhm.
I really hope, man, that this Batman film better be fucking good because we've waited so goddamn long. But another thing that actually did get at least well, like a nice little funny thing that happened was that, well, Ryan Reynolds crashed the Doomsday panel, and so we only saw it through like the little like screening that's shown on the panels because we all thought that it was like a Weapon X Deadpool. Um, so it turns out that Ryan Reynolds just had actually like an original like costume of the Deadpool outfit, and it's literally just a Canadian tuxedo. So it's all denim.
Oh shit, that shit was all denim.
Yeah, it was because he said in the thing it was a Canadian tuxedo. Like you really couldn't tell though it was denim because again, we were seeing it through like that like screen that's usually shown at the panels, and like obviously the coloring can only do so much. So I thought it was Weapon X, but it turns out it was all denim, and it's just funny. And of course, because he's fucking Canadian, so it makes sense. But yeah, Ryan Reynolds crashing through. That was really funny. How much you want to bet that Deadpool's just gonna pop up like randomly? Like watch it be like right at the end of Doomsday, or it's like the post credit scene.
I feel like he is gonna be part of it, but it's gonna be like
Minor role maybe.
not minor role. It's just gonna be like one of those fucking unexpected like
Appearances.
yeah, it's gonna be like those holy shit moments
Yeah, I think
where
that because I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm like I will admit, like the whole Doomsday thing, it's like I feel like they just really cashed in a lot of big moments, and I'm like I pray they're hiding something, and I hope it's that.
they're again, I feel like they're gonna be hiding a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit they're gonna be fucking hiding when it comes uh to Doomsday.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing is like uh what was it? I think it's like in the universe where Tony Stark is actually Doom, so that's why there's all those kind of um like those uh robotic Dooms.
Yeah, of course.
And then why was Thor crying?
Mm. Why was he crying?
Dude,
But
it's just fucking hilarious because even in as Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, he still asks a question. Why was Thor crying?
there you go. Deadpool trying to spoil the whole fucking movie as we speak. In the most
Dude,
Deadpool way, of course.
yeah, dude, I'm not gonna lie. I honestly Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. I don't think you can find anyone else.
No, it would be very hard to find somebody else who could play Deadpool as perfectly as Ryan Reynolds right now. Kind of like trying to. Well, I can't really say Wolverine because Henry Cavill would have been a really good Wolverine as well.
Oh, dude, fuck yes. The Cavalry.
The
Fuck.
Cavalry, man, that would have been really good.
But I think same thing with Captain America.
It's hard to find a really good cap. Well, yeah, Steve Rogers specifically. Yes, like you can. It's hard
Yeah.
to replace Chris Evans right now, and
Yeah,
obviously
and
they got
then
Falcon being Captain America. And it makes sense. It's a comic thing.
no, yeah, yeah, the comic thing, but just like the actors right now, like with the whole fucking like Marvel universe, and I feel like the same thing with Black Widow for like Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone that could match Black Widow. Like, not that I could think of, at least. But
And then
what? And same thing for Bucky as well.
mhm.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to really like find like a the replacement actors. They did actually announce the one who our new Black Panther though, and I was like, hey, you know what? I'm all for it, but I still am pissed that we don't have a fucking Blade like movie, TV show, anything. Swear to God, dude, Wesley Snipes really cursed like the MCU with that line. Oh my.
Oh my fucking god.
There can
Oh
only
yeah,
be one Blade.
and then Gambit. Yeah, and then Gambit.
Channing Tatum, what I mean, like, dude, yeah. I would. It's just so funny to see Channing Tatum in like 2026. Like, I was like, he's playing fucking Gambit, man. I love it. I love it. I know he was already in Deadpool, but I was just like, thank God he's doing something at least.
Dude, I feel like him having his own movie would be great, and then it shows like towards the end him meeting up with Rogue.
Yeah,
But who the fuck will you like have as Rogue though?
I know
That's the question.
they've been trying to have a lot of people um casted as Rogue, but I'm like, I'm not gonna say anything until it's official.
Yeah. Oh, and then Halle Berry as Storm. I don't think you could find anyone else to.
Yeah, Halle Berry as Storm. That's kind of hard to do. Damn, we can. I mean, we could go on and on about the like who can't be like recasted or would be almost damn near impossible to be recasted.
Well, yeah, cause look for fucking Black Panther.
Yeah, and obviously, well, it makes sense in a lore sense too because it is the son of T'Challa. So of course you could have. And Black Panther is more of a mantle than like a person.
Yeah, but again, uh, fucking Chad was it?
Chadwick,
Yeah, do play him good though. That's
so
the
fucking
shit.
good, dude. Chadwick. I mean, man, we miss him. It's just crazy
Yeah.
that he filmed like all of those Marvel movies battling cancer. It's like, holy shit, dude. What a fucking trooper. You'll never be
Not
forgotten.
just that, but I think he also did like another movie. Like I forgot what was his last movie too that he did.
Mm,
Um,
I'm sure we can someone will probably like say it.
yeah,
But yeah, but MCU, I mean, we can only keep an eye on it because I know the MCU can be a little all over the place, especially after with phase 5 being kind of like how it is. And funny enough, I'm just realizing now that Spider-Man is actually coming out this week, right? I think it's like Thursday or Friday.
for which one?
For Spider-Man, Brand New Day. I
Oh,
think
it's
it's this
Friday.
week. Is it Friday? Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's a good one. I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't think I'm gonna be watching it day one, but I'll probably eventually get around to it. Um, and I guess before we'll talk about like Kev, have you watched any of like the trailers for Resident Evil or Clayface?
I think I saw like a trailer for Clayface, but it's like something I think I saw it, but it was like the first trailer they came out with. I don't think it was like anything that they came out like from Comic Con.
Mm. Well, because and I wouldn't say this necessarily was like a Comic Con trailer, but it was just like the first announcement trailer for it. Um, I mean, just from what I've seen, I'm like, I like what they're going. They're doing a Clayface horror movie. I like it. I can't
Oh,
wait to.
oh yeah.
I can't wait to see this. I think this is going to be a really good way to do a lot of the Batman rogues having like their own like style of film, because obviously Joker is more of a somewhat like grandiose like thriller kind of film. Well, I don't know if thriller is the right word, but a drama. And then Clayface is a horror film. I like that. Like I wish Josh was on the pod so we could talk more about it, but I was even tossing an idea that maybe they do a Solomon Grundy like origin story, maybe do it as like a TV series.
Yeah, fuck. Was that a Batman or was that a Superman villain?
Grundy is a Batman villain as far as I'm aware. Because I know he was in the Arkham City.
Yeah, but the same thing is like he does pop up in some
It's just like
movies
crossover.
where Superman. Yeah, it's like a bunch of crossovers when it comes to villains too. But the Clayface one, like honestly, I feel like that one, a horror would be perfect because it's just like the way that.
You
But
do
I
like
wonder
a
how they're gonna do his yeah, I wonder how they're gonna do his origin though, because his origin is kind of like the same way, kind of like as Joker's, where he falls into like the bat of
like some kind of
like
chemical. I think they
some kind
changed,
of chemical.
yeah, because I think the way they did the origin story for Clayface on this one was he basically it's literally like a procedure that they're testing for the first time, where it's basically he gets to look the way he used to look, but then obviously it's gonna have effects and shit like that. So
Uh, I'm
I'm excited.
okay, yeah, yeah. I think there's multiple like origin stories when it comes to Clayface too. As far as I know, I think there's like there's three. One where he falls into a vat of acid. One doing experimental drugs where he tries to keep his youth. I think the last one was kind of like kind of thing like the same thing with the acid, but I think he done like a procedure, like mix like the first two. But again, it's like I don't remember. I don't
Uh,
remember that much when it comes to like to the or
There is yeah, this is definitely it's definitely one of those. There's like multiple versions of Clayface. But yes, there is one that yeah, that he fell into something like radioactive, and it was in a hidden cave. That was for Matt Hagen Clayface. I assume though that for the sake of this Clayface film, we're doing the original Clayface, which is Basil Carlo. So we'll see. But very excited, man. I'm very excited for this Clayface film. Um, and then they actually dropped their first official trailer for Zach Kreger's Resident Evil movie. Comes out in September. I am probably going to try to watch this on day one. I'm a very big Resident Evil fan, if nobody can tell. Um, and I like what they're going with this because this is definitely more of let's just make a game as a movie. Like, and we're not going to use like the original characters, but it's going to be more of in essence, it's going to feel like a Resident Evil game. Because the guy's literally trying to look for fucking bullets for a shotgun in an empty house. And I'm like, that's already good for me. And the fact that he's walking around with like a med kit box, I like it. I love it, man. And funny enough, this film is actually going to be taking place in 2026. So I wonder how they're going to try to figure out a way to, at least it's going to practically be like a retelling of the Resident Evil story. But I'm wondering how far this will go though, because doing this in 20, making the timeline be in 2026 is a very big gamble, because the events of Resident Evil are, it's like 1995 or 6, something like that. I'm sure I could Google it and look it up, but I'm excited, man. I am very excited for this Resident Evil movie. Can't wait to watch it. All right. Let's get a little bit on the negative side. So one of the first things that actually happened was that the one of the Tomb Raider games, Tomb Raider Catalyst, which is supposed to be pretty much a, I don't know if it's a sequel or if it's just like a reboot. I don't know what they're classifying this one as, but I know that it's basically a new iteration of the Tomb Raider franchise that got delayed to 2028. So it was originally going to come out next year. And I guess we'll talk about PSN stuff, because they had probably like one of the worst timings on Friday where the servers just randomly went out. And it did not help with the fact that the Marvel Tokon beta was up and running as well. So again, like what I mentioned earlier, I feel like they're trying to like sabotage Tokon in a weird way with all of this happening. And this is, again, this is apparently what people want, man. According to Sony fanboys, they said we want an all digital future. And this is what's going to happen when the servers go out. You can't play any of your fucking games. Fucking stupid.
Well, not just that, but if you're also game sharing with other people, it's even worse.
Yeah, exactly. That makes it worse. So, not a good look. Not a good look for Sony. And then other things that came up for Sony. Well, the top 4 pre-order games just got revealed, and it just, I don't know what to say, man. Ball and gun gamers they're a fucking joke. So the top 4 most pre-ordered games that got shown last week: GTA 6 Ultimate. Not shocking. Everyone's been waiting on that. I'll let that slide, even though I'm not gonna, I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna day one it, like I said. It's kind of it's maybe, but I'm not 100% sure. NBA 2K27, the Ultra Edition at $150. Fuck, stupid, bro. FIFA 27 Ultimate Plus Edition at $150, and then Modern Warfare 4 Ultimate Edition at $100. The ball and gun gamers do not surprise me anymore, man.
Nope.
Nope. I will admit though, I am not surprised by GTA 6, because it's the one that we've been waiting for, and I will admit that's the only one I'm okay with topping, pre-order charts, just because it makes sense. But the other 3, nah, I don't like it, man. I hate it. And then, funny enough, speaking of servers shutting down, as of today, Microsoft Xbox Live is down. It's been down for like 16 hours apparently, unless hopefully it comes back up very soon, but that sucks. And Microsoft, apparently they are going to be testing a free version of cloud gaming, but it's going to have a random 2-minute ad. So, Kev, play Elden Ring on Xbox on this cloud version. You die to a boss, and then all you just hear is Whopper, Whopper,
Burger,
Whopper.
Whopper. Yeah, that'd be funny.
Oh my god, I would. I already know an Xbox controller just flew across the room as soon as they see that. Oh man. So fucking dumb. But I will give Xbox this though, because they practically so they actually dropped an announcement that there's going to be PC backwards compatibility, and I just know that at least like two of the games, it was like Blinks the Time Sweeper and then Conker's Bad Fur Day. I'm blanking on what the other two games were, but people did a little bit more digging on this, and this is practically just an Xbox 360 emulator, and it's just playing Xbox games. So kind of leaving a lot of hope, I will admit, for Microsoft. So if it gets good enough and it gets more games, I think I might be trying this out, man. And who knows, maybe I'll be able to actually play fucking Gears. Hopefully it has cloud progression though. Like it just picks up like wherever my account was. That's what I'm hoping at least. So that's good to see. You know, I will give this, even though Microsoft is a little iffy at times for me when it comes to like, them laying off, when they do things right, they do things very well. So
They do.
that's, yeah.
But yeah, but it's like they're gonna. I don't know. I kind of feel like they kind of like gave up on the whole like console wars, and then
Oh,
now it's
absolutely.
like, and then it's like now like, oh shit, like what the fuck did we do? And it's like, yeah, you guys fucked up pretty much.
Yeah.
Shouldn't just.
Like, would you say that like, Phil Spencer basically just really just screwed it up for Xbox as a whole?
He did, and then not just that, but also it's like, come on, it's like the new director. It's
The
kind of like,
Asha.
yeah, it's trying to like make up and fix everything. Uh, but it's just so hard when like shit's like
You're kind of like,
just fucking.
mm, I get you. It's really hard. Like, it's definitely gonna be a while, until Xbox can be like somewhat close to what they were on the 360 era. But baby steps, man, baby steps.
Well, that, and then it's kind of like it's kind of like when you quit your job, or when the manager quits their job and they're fucking doing like whatever, and then you're just trying to fucking like uh they're trying to like get everything or trying to fix everything that the old manager like didn't do right,
Mm-hmm.
and and it's kind of like you're like, shit, it's like, what the fuck do we have to do to like fix like all this that, you know, that's kind of been done like wrong, but you're like, we gotta fix it to make everything how it used to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is gonna be definitely like, we got to keep an eye on Microsoft because, like, I'm just gonna say it, I think genuinely they have, they do have a layup like waiting for them, considering like what Sony is doing right now. Like, I will admit, Project Helix is gonna be expensive as shit, but if all of the rumored features of it is true, it becomes a really enticing product. And like let's put it this way. I think the best way for Helix to be successful is, number one, online is free. That has to be the first thing they got to figure out. And in exchange, all the games that, let's assume that they continue Game Pass. They're now much more higher quality of games, and they could figure out like better ways to strike like third party deals with other companies, including indie as well. Because if you think about it, a lot of like indie games are on Game Pass as well, and that's where some of their, if I could speak, success starts. Expedition 33, for example. I played that on Game Pass, and I felt bad for playing it on Game Pass, so I bought it on PlayStation. Sadly digitally before they fucked it up, and now I'm like, all right, I guess I'm gonna probably buy it on PC eventually.
Yeah, but you got it digitally with and you got the deluxe version for hell cheap price.
Yeah, for a good price. And then, I eventually will I'll get to an Expedition 33 playthrough at some point, but I also am probably going to eventually get it on PC as well. So at least that's a
Wait, did
plan.
you ever finish the expansion?
I never got a chance to get to the expansion because all my progress was on Game Pass. At least on Xbox. I don't know if it works on PC. I don't know if the progression crosses over to PC. So, but I honestly would want to kind of play through the game again, like at some point, experience everything and see if oh, I interpreted this thing one way and now I interpret it another way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
It's kind of like what you call it? Because you have like those choices, right? Of doing this, doing that, doing this, doing
kind of just
that.
like no, just kind of like playing through the game like a certain way and then just like seeing the story kind of like play out again. Just like seeing like little like nuances that you might have not seen the first time. So, I mean, like I said, I kind of even though like a lot of the companies they're definitely going to be in like a really weird spot in a couple of years. I mean, I think Microsoft has a chance. I don't know if it's a high chance, but they got a chance to do something really good. Uh, Speaking of Microsoft, tomorrow though they are releasing Halo Campaign Evolved. Kevin, do you plan to get that or hesitant or 50-50?
I do want to get it. I know we could do the 4-player, but fuck, this bills I gotta pay first.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. We'll go ahead. We'll go ahead and wrap it up right here. I guess I'll just leave this question just for the comments. I don't think if you want to, unless you want to answer it real quick. So I left a question for the pod in comments, and do you want to answer this question, Kev, or do you want to just like wrap it up after? Because I gotta
Yeah,
take
we
care
could
of
just
something.
wrap. We could just wrap it. We could just wrap it up.
All right, so I'm gonna leave this question for the comments. So, because of Tokon's like PC release, if games are unoptimized on say like PC or console, are you willing to wait it out until it's fully optimized, or are you just gonna flat out skip the game? That's gonna be the question for everybody. I want to thank Kevin. Thank you very much for joining me on the pod. Um, always hanging it out, man. And
Yeah, I'll
first,
be streaming tonight also.
hell yeah, there you go. By the time this pod is
Just don't know.
uploaded, he probably streamed already.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
where
I
can
just don't
everyone
know what
find
time.
you?
Yeah, find me at Ultdemon on Twitch.
All right, there you go. Ultdemon on Twitch. I will have his socials in the description of the YouTube video. And I am your host, Zero Requiem 14, on Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, and Twitter. Until then, thank you guys for watching or listening to this podcast, and we will see you on the next one. Take care.